Today has been a day. If you're an empath out there, we know you've been going through it.
Um, Before we start this off, as always, I love to say, ladies and gentlemen, magical beings of all ages, we would like to thank the archangels, the angels, the ancestors of mine, ours, forgive me, and all of yous for being with us tonight. Um, like my wife said, calling all empaths. There is this spirituality warfare thing going on.
And it keeps changing and evolving so rapidly, and it's getting crazier and crazier. And we figured if you're an empath, you need to know.
Not just the empath, magical being of any age. You can be in the womb, or you can be tens of million years old. So I want to start by saying we went to go get resources today at a church, and before you're allowed to go get your resources, they talk to you.
They to convert you to their system.
They talk to you about the Word of God or today's prayer. They have a prayer room and everything. Oh, excuse me. Um, and it stood out to me. I just want to state for the record.
Tell the water thank you before you drink it. It's healing.
Oh, thank you, water. That I don't go to church. I believe it's not like a non-religious thing for me. It's if I can choose a church, I choose the church of spirituality.
Even though we don't go to church, we do respect others' belief systems.
Right.
We keep an open mind, but we know we stand. So we have a non-judging outlook on things like that.
Right.
However, what happened today at this church
So, like I was saying,
happens every Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, no, not Sunday. Whenever they give out resources, it happens all the time.
So she was talking about the word of God and the word of Jesus Christ. And it stood out to me. And I quote,
"What are you thankful for?"
She asked
You having trouble finding what to be thankful for.
What are you thankful for? And basically to sum it up, I'm not going to go into all details. She summed it up as, if you cannot be thankful for anything if you don't believe in Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ is not in your life, you can't be thankful for anything. You can't be thankful for the water the man gave you yesterday. You can't be thankful to receiving your check. You can't be thankful for loving your kids without having Jesus Christ. And if you don't, you'll go to hell.
Basically, you can be nice and go to hell. So
she also, yes, she said that too. She also was saying
ooh,
that
there were kids there.
If you do not have Jesus Christ in your life, you can do good. You can throw a charity event from the bottom of your heart. But because for those who don't believe in Jesus Christ, or even if you do or you don't, you'll go to hell. And honestly, that doesn't sit right. That that pulls friction in my stomach because I don't believe that. I don't believe that you can't be thankful for living another day, even just because you don't read the Bible, or because you don't praise Jesus day, you know, that's installing fear. And for little children, that's installing fear also. For little children, that's having them grow up in fear that if I don't love Jesus, I'm gonna die. And that is not true. The fact states how that's not true. There are many atheists walking around. So so that also reminds me of when we used to go when we were houseless, and we would go to the cooling station that had that was a church. The lady there was stating how Jesus Christ
You see that?
is
That's
the one of
creepy.
only,
Why
yeah,
is
the
that
eyes.
red? Why is that red?
Jesus Christ is the one and only. There is no other savior but Jesus Christ. When there are many people who have different religion, who believe in different things, and she was stating that it's a sin if you believe in something other than Jesus Christ, you are going to hell. And this is the thing that I'm beginning to that I already knew, but as I woke up, I started to see, and I'm still seeing how today in modern society, church installs fear, and it should be prohibited. And I'm telling you right now, God is disgusted. God is pissed. And I was stating this in church.
Remember that same lady who spread fear?
I'm
She had the
um,
fucking nerve to touch me. He's
yeah,
gonna get to that, and he's gonna. You can explain it better than me about people touching me without my permission.
I
How
will.
I feel about that.
So I was stating that that's not true. If God was here right now?
He didn't say it out loud. He kept it to himself because, out of, like I said,
Like
we
I was
respect
talking,
others.
yeah, and I was talking quietly, and I was talking to my wife that if God wants every human being to live their best life to the fullest. So when they are about to die and leave this vessel and go on to the next life, that they live with no regrets. That you live your best life. You do what makes you happy. I'm appalled at the things that I hear from church that states this is the word of God, which, by the way, I did research and I find out that Jesus Christ isn't God. Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and everybody is running around stating in the church that Jesus Christ is God. They have their there's some type of miscommunication, and it needs to be stopped.
Miscommunication is why we have WARS. Now we're going to move past it. And so we got up to go collect our resources. Like I said, we respect where we're at. We respect the differences. We have nothing against it. And because I grew up in a religious factor, I was already used to this BS. He hadn't really grown up in church. So he was like, what did she really just say that? And I had tuned it out because at this time I was just like, I know where she's going with this. We get up to go get our resources, and I picked up this book, and then I just left it there because, I was just like, whatever, I don't need it. So anyway, we go get our resources, and the lady who can feel how highly of a healer we are, she touches me on the shoulder in this sneaky manner and says, "Are you going to get your book?" Now, I said no. And one of my biggest fears have been to speak my truth to an older person, but also to someone in the church. And I said, fuck that shit, bitch. Ain't nobody been touching me in a long goddamn time without my permission. And when it happens, I fucking snap. So the bitch touches me and I said what I said. And I said, I don't like people touching me. Now she knew she was wrong because the way she said, oh, I'm sorry. Bitch, you think I don't know what you're doing? Your sick ass up there with your back hurting. You got all this shit, all these ailments going on. I know what's going on. You got all kinds of shit going on in your house. You walking around with backaches and you see I'm healthy. And you know what she did it? She did it when my husband turned his back to start walking. She didn't do it when he was there. And then she tried to casually say, you want that book? Now I'm done. And if you could,
I also want to get into that also on a deeper meaning.
Cause
so if any of you are like my wife and myself, a being of light, pure energy, you can understand that our energy radiates, it speaks waves, and it heals. So you can understand when somebody
is being a sneaky little bitch.
Hurt, not only being not just being
Forgive
a sneaky
me.
little bitch.
Forgive me.
Somebody who doesn't know themselves, who doesn't love themselves, who is hurt on the inside, and they need healing. They will linger. They will linger around you. As in, for example, I can show you, as my wife is just sitting here, they will. And then when they feel they've had enough, they'll leave. Or they'll touch you.
Don't fucking touch me. And I know I didn't say it to him in a manner like don't touch me at all. It's just more so.
That was a perfect example.
Like that's one of my pet peeves, and I have made peace with it. But I also will go over healthy boundaries that every empath, not empath, just empaths, everyone needs to establish. Either you set these healthy boundaries and you abide by them, or you will go through life feeling like a fucking victim. And so I know if you disrespect my boundaries, and even though he said something, he said you're so aloof and chill that people take it as they can get away with pure murder sometimes. But then also he said clearly you set healthy boundaries. You set obvious, clear boundaries. So I'm dealing with the sneaky motherfuckers who they want to touch me when he turned his head. They want to come talk to me when he ain't around. And they see this sweet little innocent face. And when this little face pop off and says something they don't like, they get offended. I don't give a flying fuck.
That's right. That's right, 1,000,000%.
But I had to express it because I was like,
I'm glad you did.
I was like, so you gonna try to use your position as a volunteer with your sick ass to try to act like God done healed me? Bitch, if God healed you, you won't be trying to take people's energy out here. These fucking energy vampires. So you know how these church people be. I'm gonna keep it 100. They'll be like, if you tell them don't do something in church and they walking around, because you saw she was walking around earlier, like I'm the authority figure here, you're not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
And after I said it, she changed that tune up.
Yeah. I want to also say that
don't throw your weight around.
I I have received confirmation that that God does not. God wants you to live your best life and wants you to be happy and free.
What's that confirmation?
That confirmation was as we took our resources and we came back home, we took the bus. And on the bus, we see this lady. I'm not going to get into who she is.
Wait.
And what she does.
You talking about lady in line or the lady on the bus?
Lady on the bus.
I didn't notice. I tuned people out.
Yeah, you were. My wife was all tuned out, bumping and jamming. Bump and grind. Yeah, she's doing her little thing. She's doing her little thing. You know. And the lady that we see, she said, "You guys have a blessed day." And I said, "You have a blessed day
too." That lady.
It was nice to see you again. And she responded, "It was nice to see you too. And remember," what did she say? Remember sinning? She said sin is a lie. Yes, sin is a lie.
When you first said that, it went over my head because growing up and having people say you're a sinner.
That's right. She said, sorry, I just got hyped. She said, sin is a lie. Thank you very much.
You're wonderful. Let me tell you, you're wonderful because when you said that at first, it went completely over my head and I was like, what are you talking about? And then when you started to explain it, it made sense.
So with that said, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about that issue, then I'm going to go into an issue that me and my wife just experienced 15 minutes ago.
Yo,
I'm going to say that, and I don't care if you guys try to drag me in the comment section. I'm calling a spade a spade. Church is a bunch of bullshit. It is made to install fear.
This is yours. You're emotional. I'm a physical medical empath. Does it make sense?
Yes. Oh, I know I'm an emotional empath.
I'm a physical. That's why I felt his sickness. And this is what we're about to say. After the story that comes after, it's gonna link up just perfect. Because with what you're saying.
So church today isn't what it was in 1990 or 1980.
Or when it first established.
It hasn't ever been that way. It's about money. It's about greed, injustice, and fear. For me to get confirmation stating that, and remember, sin is a lie, is stating that the pastors that read the Bible to you as you sit down with your little Bible books and you praise him, God doesn't want to be praised that way.
This is
the universe,
this is what
source, whatever you want to call your God, the creator, does not want to be looked upon that way.
Doesn't want you feeling guilty for the human aspects of yourself. Doesn't want you walking around as self-hate. Like, for example, let's talk about sex. You know, you're a sexual being. That's natural. Procreation. Let's say you meet somebody where you feel instant sexual attraction and you see a healthy person who's just like, well, yeah, we have an attraction to each other, and we both know that this is just what we want in this moment. Why should you feel guilty for expressing yourself if you are being healthy about it? If you're both using open communication and you're using protection. Now, why should you feel, on the other hand, why should you feel guilty if you're being ignorant about expressing your sexual desires when you're supposed to simply learn from it? Now, you have Christianity telling you, ooh, premarital sex is bad. You're going to go to hell. It's a sin. But let's say you're in a marriage and you got married in a church, you wore the white dress, and you're in an abusive ass relationship. You have kids with this person. They say don't divorce, but you pray, please save me from the abuse. Please stop the abuser. An abuser is an abuser. If your abuser doesn't take the time to admit they're an abuser, they're going to go and keep doing it. Now, if you are with someone who says, hey, I'm an abuser, they go to abusing class, and if you decide to leave them, they accept it, great. But in this modern day society we stay in, abuse is hidden and it's very well practiced in the church. So, he telling y'all, question everything that you have been told. And if that scares you, well, we don't really give a fuck that scares you. Don't come to us looking for healing and wonder why you not get the healing when we giving you the honest to God truth. You are supposed to heal your goddamn selves by opening your own fucking mind, by getting in touch with your own emotional space. No one told you to come here. Ooh, they healers. Ooh, she can feel my physical ailments. Yes, I can if I chose to. I'm not here to heal you. I don't give a fuck what you're going through if you don't give a fuck what you're going through. Now, if I'm telling you can heal yourself and he's showing that you can heal yourself, you better go do the motherfucking work. And this is where you question everything. If you have a physical ailment, ask yourself, what belief system do I have that this could be contributing to? And some of you may be saying, what do you mean? What emotion are you having holding on to that's lingering, that's having you still feel sick? Why are you keep attracting people who aren't healthy for you? Why are your manifestations not coming through? And it's interesting when I say manifestations, most of y'all are going to listen. So anywho, honey, let's tell them about what happened with the house, because this is something, I don't care what type of empath you are, you need to be aware
of. Well, first, I wasn't. Oh, my bad. I wasn't finished.
I wasn't trying to.
No, you're good. You're good.
My bad.
That was a message I had to get out there for somebody. Somebody needs to hear that.
A few people.
I wanted to say before we move on that there's no such thing as sin. If somebody calls you a sinner, they just haven't done the inner work themselves, because 99.9% of the time they're sinners. Now, there is no such thing as sinners. Life, you were put on this planet to make mistakes. Life is about living and learning. Life is about making mistakes and trying again. At first, if you don't succeed, you try again.
You keep trying. You gotta change your message. You keep trying.
I stated this in a Facebook Live, which I don't have anymore. That the key to life is not only trying, but to be a better person today than you were yesterday. That's it. That's it. It's that simple. There's a jewel right there. I just dropped a very important jewel. I'll say it again. The importance of this life is to be a better person today than you were yesterday. And with that said, I want to move on to the warfare that is going on.
And the reason I said empaths, this is very important.
So, what were we gonna say?
No, I just basically I was saying if you're an empath, this is going to be very important to take down because if you're just now discovering you're an empath or you've been an empath for a while and you've been winging it, you better look up stuff even on Pinterest. There was stuff for empaths. There are empath prayers. There are empath affirmations. You better look up whatever you need to do to be effective for yourself in this world that is attracted to your healing abilities because you are empathic.
Not just your healing abilities, but who are attracted to your light.
Narcissist.
You see, like spirit is talking. You see that light in back of me? That shit is shining bright because that is our energy.
Ooh, I'm gonna check my phone.
I just gotta
The noodles.
drain the noodles, put the meat in the noodles, and mix it up with the cheese, with the packaged cheese. And then that's sad, but I don't want you to get burned, so I got that.
Not that would get burned. It's more so the weight of the pot.
Yeah, that too. So
This is beautiful.
our landlord, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Listen, look, I keep shit real here. So does my wife. We don't sugarcoat shit in this channel, and we won't start to. From jump before we go on live. This is not for kids. I don't sugarcoat shit.
And
I keep
kids ain't
shit
got
above.
nothing to do with age. Kids is your level of maturity.
Right. So I
That's
keep
all
shit
I'm
above.
gonna say.
And I call it like I see it. I call it how it is.
Can
Some
I
may
say
call
something
me.
real quick? If you one of them energy vampires and you was watching to get information, but somehow it was too blunt and you turned it off,
Like, I'm not trying to trigger people or things of that nature because this channel is full of love and light. But yet, no buts. Yet, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. For this information needs to be out to the world because everybody is not everybody. Certain people, majority of reality is walking around with rose-colored glasses, and it's time that shit gets removed. For if you are blind to what's really going on, you're gonna get used and abused, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So I keep it raw on the channel. Um, our landlord is an evil spirit, demonic being, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And we have been experiencing issues in our house. So not real big issues like jaw dropping or death defying issues like things of that nature. It's just little shit that you can see if you're awake, if you're heavy into spirituality. So I just want to state for the record, out of all my doors, there's salt. I saw all my doors. He just fixed the windows, so I'm gonna saw all the windows. If you don't know about salt, you can check our latest video, our other video, spiritual class 2, where I talk about salt, the meaning of salt, the spiritual meaning of salt, and how it protects from, how it sets magical boundaries, and how it protects you from witches and demons, and it keeps all the bad spirits out. So I don't give a fuck. You can walk into my house now and you can see that there's salt all over the fucking place. I don't give a fuck. I don't play when it comes to that shit. So basically we have an issue, and he didn't know how to fix it. He didn't know what to do. He tried to blame it on us, the tenants, and say that we were responsible for the filth that is in our windows. And I state this in front of spirits. Strike me down now if I'm lying. That the filth in the windows has been there before we moved in here.
Sorry, I'm kidding.
Imagine. And like a shock of lightning came through the ceiling right now. Spirit is laughing too.
Can you like talk and get the food together?
Um,
Baby and I are like hungry.
yeah. Um, I'm gonna take you with me to the kitchen. So, I just want to say that he tried to blame us, the tenants, that it's our fault that the filth is there, and such and such and such and such. So, what he did was he kicked the salt. He kicked the salt line, and he did it purposely. Now, for those who don't know, when you kick the salt line, it's able to let in evil spirits and things of that nature. So, what wound up happening? What wound up happening was, did you drain this?
No, the weight. And I'm gonna talk about after when you finish. Just let me know.
Hold that thought real quick. You want to talk about it now
Okay, I guess.
while I do this?
So basically, he came in here. He was looking to heal because he's been sick after having to heal. No, forgive me. After having to fix a whole bunch of apartments that have been going already. One of his tenants died, and one moved out, and a bird died in the house. Now, if you spiritual, you know something ain't right, right? So he's been having to continuously fix on a house that has mold in it. Now, if you don't know how to heal yourself, you get sick. So he's been hiding from people that he's getting sick, but there's people around him that's figuring he's sick, but they're not saying it. He has this bravado where I'm gonna keep acting like I'm well. So my husband felt different other things from him, but I felt like we was just warm and shit and stuff. And all of a sudden he come in and it's like, God damn, it's cold. I start shaking and shivering, and I have to realize I'm not nervous. I'm comfortable in my own home. And I was like, okay. So I was like, this is, and then I started to pick up because I be feeling good. He's sick. He's so sick, he can't even get his body temperature up to par to where he needs it. He's been inhaling so much stuff, dust, mold. I can't even imagine exactly what he's inhaling, fixing these houses back to back, back to back, back to back. Not only are his thoughts making him sick, his actions toward people making him sick. So let's just say I can get a little petty, all right? I can get petty, and I sent some things that was gonna happen, so I just turned on a little video to like send a message. But because he couldn't get any healing from here, that's when my husband's talking about the salt. He went out to get the plumbing because he was trying to figure out, ask questions, and idle around about, well, what are y'all doing? What y'all not doing? And blah, blase, blase. My husband's sitting there feeling all kinds of emotions up and down. And I know he moody, but he was real moody. And he came back in, kicked the salt because he's like, fuck it. It ain't working, so I'm going to leave whatever I got here. So if you're an empath, be mindful that if you choose to not heal somebody, they could possibly try to drop whatever they got on you. He tried to drop it on my husband. So while my husband's getting the food ready, because me and the baby hungry, I'm going to tell y'all some boundaries. That's all I'm gonna do. Because I believe if you're an empath and you're not doing what you need to do to have healthy boundaries, you're going to suffer long term. And you don't have to. Being an empath is a beautiful thing. Feeling emotions, yours and others, is not a bad thing. So look on Pinterest, find whatever ones you can, but these are the ones I'm gonna share with you. You can pause this video, do whatever you need to do. Other people have every right to not like me or disagree with me, but they do not have the right to disrespect me. You know, I have a right to end draining conversations and relationships. I know I am enough. I do not need permission to be who I am, think what I think, nor to honor me. It's okay to spend time alone without explaining myself. It's not okay to enmesh with my thoughts, emotions, or other people. No one has a right to verbally abuse me, and that includes family, friends, partners, and coworkers. No one has to agree with me. I have a right to feel my feelings no matter what anyone else feels about my feelings. It's not my job to think, feel, or live for others. It's not my job to make, no, it's not my job to rescue people from their drama. It's my job to make me happy and figure out what brings me joy. It is okay to say no. No is a complete sentence. It is okay if others get angry. It's not my responsibility to make sure others are responsible. And because I know the viewers who are making it past a certain amount of minutes, you guys are people who are going to do the inner work because you love yourself. Whenever you see this video, whenever you see it, that's all I'm going to say. Because I know you're going to do what you need to do to get the information you need. We have tons of resources around our home. And I'll get my own food. I'll make you a plate, Big Daddy.
No, I got it. I'm gonna finish this up.
You finish it.
Close
I'm
it out,
just.
and
We're
later.
watching a movie called Real Genius from the 1980s. If you're an empath, watch comedy. Too much seriousness, boy, gets you off balance.
And later tonight, I'm gonna do a reading on here after the movie or whenever I get the time to, but it will be out tonight.
You do it before you go to sleep. And I'm probably gonna go to sleep ahead of you and get in the bed.
So I just want to say, and yes, what my wife said is true. That's what happened. I really want to go into this, and I really want to talk about it. So I am an empath. I have always been an empath since I was a child. And what my landlord did was because he would, first of all, I want to just state that he didn't even know how to fix the issues. So, and I felt that.
Don't get yourself involved in stuff you don't know how to get out of or do to deal with when responsibility calls.
I actually felt that, and I'm gonna give you the details.
Some food, baby.
No, I got it, baby. I got it. Thank you, though. I will drink this water, though.
Say thank you before you drink it.
Thank you, water. Thank you, Spirit. I want to state that, like I was saying, I am an empath. I've been an empath since a child, and I'm able to feel others' emotions. Now, today was new for me that I felt physical ailments. So he went to go. My landlord went to go get the plunger, and he came in and he kicked the line of salt. Now, I want to state that it was personal because the first time after I salted my house,
We're one of those. Does that make sense now?
after so
Forgive me.
Heoka empath. Okay, I'll do research on that. It was personal. So, because the first time he came to fix the same issues over the salt, and he couldn't leave fast enough. The same way this time around, he couldn't leave fast enough. He wanted to get out just as fast as he got in. So, the first time, like I stated, he stepped over the salt. This time, he kicked the salt. And if you know about salt, if you kick a line of salt or you mess up the line of salt, it breaks the magical boundary. It is also able to let bad spirits in, to let the demons in, to let the witches in, if there's a witch around. Um, so once he left, I felt upset. I felt angry, and I really had no reason to be, but I was feeling it,
It was an arm too.
and I didn't know why. So as I work out my empath issues, I do that quietly, and how I do such is if this works for you, I quietly go over the emotions that I'm feeling and seeing if I felt that way before the person who entered the area, meaning the house or my energy field, was I feeling that way before they got here? And if I was feeling that way before they got here, then that's my emotions. But if I was not feeling that way and they got here, and when they leave, I'm feeling that way, or that shows to me that those are not my emotions; those are their emotions.
Our house is utter peace, okay? So I knew something was off because I was feeling cold. For some reason, they're
So,
feeling cold in our house, and he should not be feeling sick.
so after I was feeling those emotions of anger, I started to begin the physical ailments of sick, like I inhaled both, and I haven't. And I will say that I am very blessed to be healthy. I get sick once a year. It's a spirit cold. It's a spiritual cold. And that's me releasing all the old energies to make room for all the new energies. So that's how I felt. I felt like I breathed in mold, and I felt like I was gonna throw up. I actually spit up in my bathroom. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Don't be sorry that you tell the truth. Be mindful, like you know how I feel about throwing up as a sore spot for me. I'm trying to enjoy the food.
You can enjoy it. I'm not gonna go into detail about it. I was just gonna state it. So,
If you were a dick who stated it again, I would totally throw water on you.
and I would totally deserve it. So, with that said, be careful. It's getting real. It's getting It's getting difficult. There are others going through their own spiritual things and spiritual warfare. And protect yourself. Just protect yourself. Get stones. Say affirmations. Pray if you need to. Talk to your spirit guides. Talk to Mother Nature. Talk to spirit. Talk to the universe. Talk to the archangels and the angels that surround you.
They can be in more than one place at a time, and that's a pretty big.
Talk to the Creator. Talk to God. Yet I also want to state that as of doing these things, don't think that just talking to them is just gonna magically fix it.
They got their own stuff they got going on. You know,
you have to put in the work also.
They've been overworked.
It's a 50-50 deal. You pray and you put in the work and you shall receive.
They'll help you if you help yourself. You don't help yourself, you're not going to get any help from them. This spiritual warfare that's happening, I just thought I'd share this, forgive me, is that the gods that you pray to, whether it's African deity, if it's a Greek deity, whoever it is that you connect with, if you are not doing the inner work yourself, you're not putting forth any effort, it's going to seem like no one's answering. But the thing is, they're like, you keep calling my name. If I was here in human form, you would let your shadow run the show. I can't help you. You need to put that work in so that they can feel like I'm willing to help them. You want to know why? Because they have been overworked and they are loving themselves more to say, fuck no. I'm not going to give my energy to this. They're not giving any energy to it. If you're praying for a better job and doing the same shit that your spirit guide told you not to do, don't be surprised you don't get another job. If you're up here watching tarot card readings from a person that you hated on, who's super the bomb, and all you do is watch the video, but you never like, subscribe, you're not even supporting them, but you're like, thank you for that information, and you try to use it and it doesn't really work to your full potential, don't be surprised that you're not getting the support back that you're giving, because you're not supporting others. The gods are tired of working for you and you're not working for them. So it feels like God's not answering. It's because you're not answering yourself. Oh, no.
Also, if you feel like God isn't answering, it's because you're not putting the work in. Like,
you're so nice about it. Or you said it.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then we're gonna close it out. Unless you have anything to say, and then we'll close it out. I know this lady from being houseless. I won't say her name, but she sits at the bus stop every day, literally waiting for God to fix her issues. Gonna fix it. God's gonna fix it. God's gonna fix it. And I'm just waiting. But really doesn't put in the work. Hold on, I'm gonna get to that. To put in the work, not just the work to reach a goal. Yet she doesn't put in the self work either. And the self work plays a big major role in receiving your prayer. Every time we see her, she's in the same predicament, the same boat, and she continues to ask, how did you guys do it? How did you guys do it? How
Good
did
to
you
see
guys
you
do it?
guys.
It's so good to see you. It's so nice to see you. How did you do it? How did you do it? How did you guys do it? How did you guys get out? How did you guys get out? And I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I'm done after this.
My wife could be nice sometimes, but when people don't put in the work, she'll show you who you are. Me, if you don't put in the work, I'll nicely tell you. So we would give her the answer that she's seeking, but she misses her answer. So that's an example of how you okay. Um, I just want to state for the record too that I love that she puts everybody in there. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. She's a mirror, and people need that, especially now.
You're a mirror too. You just do it in a different way.
Hmm. But I love the way you mirror, cause it's so raw. So, um, with that said, that's a clear example of self care is the best care. Not only self care is the best care, but self work, inner work, shadow work
That's how you
is a
live a
main
dream life.
tool to receive what you've been asking your creator for. Um, is there anything you want to say?
I'm getting a big message to tell all of you. For those of you who made it this far, whatever you put out, you're gonna get back. And the universe is so infinite and abundant. You're gonna get an abundant supply of it. So just be mindful what you put out. If you know you're putting out love and you're getting it back, you're good. However, if you stay this long to get some information about, okay, how do I overcome an empath? Ooh, I'll go on Pinterest and see what they're doing and try to find ways to undermine it. Just know that whatever you're doing, you're going to get back in a abundant supply. So, for all the family members who were out there calling me crazy, and everyone was trying to who wanted to see me not be at peace and balanced, I understand that you're just suffering deep down inside. The fact that you're getting back the same shit you dished out is a clear example that you probably should be mindful of what you put out. And I still hope that you experience love and goodwill, and I hope that you learn from your mistakes because I know where you've been there. I've been there myself, but I also got honest and said, hey, I gotta stop being a bitch. So, anyone who wants to say, oh, yeah, you're a bitch, you haven't seen anything. I'm a goddess. Um, so piggybacking about that to it, be mindful of what you're putting out because all your actions impact everyone as an overall whole. And that's all.
Okay. Um, with that said,
I'm just gonna lay down in bed.
we would like to thank all the gods, all the goddesses, God, the universe, the creator, archangels, angels, magical beings of all ages, ancestors, and from forgetting anyone or anything, forgive me, I love you. We would like to thank you all for being present for this video and sharing our knowledge with the world. At 3:30, I I haven't um I haven't picked what it's gonna be about, but I have an idea in mind. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for a card reading and wish happiness. Peace of happiness.